Across the harsh African savanna, a honey badger struggles beneath a heavy burden of ticks covering its body. The constant irritation forces it to scratch, roll in the dust, and shake its fur, desperately trying to find relief. But in the unforgiving wild, even a moment of comfort can be difficult to find. For a while, the exhausted honey badger continues struggling with the ticks covering its body. Then, a banded mongoose cautiously approaches, drawn by the opportunity for an easy meal. It slowly comes closer, carefully inspecting the badger's fur. After a moment, it begins picking off the ticks one by one, turning the badger's discomfort into a valuable feeding opportunity. The honey badger keeps moving slowly across the dry savanna as a banded mongoose follows closely behind. One by one, the mongoose picks ticks from the badger's fur and eats them, turning the parasites into an easy meal. The honey badger continues walking, barely reacting, while the small mongoose stays close and keeps feeding on the ticks along its coat. The honey badger suddenly slows down and comes to a complete stop. Sensing an opportunity, the banded mongoose moves closer and begins carefully searching through the badger's tick-covered fur. Moments later, it starts picking off the ticks one by one and eating them. The honey badger remains still, allowing the mongoose to continue its feeding. As the mongoose continues feeding on the ticks, the honey badger begins to experience a little relief from the constant irritation. But the discomfort has not completely disappeared, and hunger still drives the exhausted animal forward. It remains calm as the mongoose searches through its fur, gaining relief while the tiny scavenger finds an easy meal. The honey badger has finally gained a little relief, but hunger is still driving it forward. It slowly rises to its feet, leaving the mongoose behind, while many ticks remain attached to its coat. With its nose close to the ground, the hungry badger begins walking toward a nearby river, searching for its next opportunity to find food. The hungry honey badger reaches the African wetlands and begins searching for food among the muddy banks and shallow water. Many ticks are still attached to its coat, but hunger leaves it little time to rest. It carefully sniffs the ground, searches beneath the mud, and investigates every possible hiding place, hoping to find its next meal. After a long day, the honey badger finally settles down beneath the cover of the African wilderness. The pain and irritation from the remaining ticks are still there, but exhaustion has taken over. As night falls, it curls up and slowly closes its eyes, finally resting after another difficult day of survival. Tomorrow, the search for food and another fight for survival will begin again. If the honey badger had allowed the mongoose to continue, it might have gained even more relief from the ticks covering its body. But driven by hunger, it chose to move on alone. As darkness settles across the African wilderness, the exhausted badger finally finds a quiet place to rest, carrying the remaining irritation with it. For today, survival is enough. Tomorrow, the struggle begins again.